So one of the most popular manifesting methods that I see people talking about all the time is the 5 by 5 method. Honestly, this method is not my favorite. So today I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why I don't really consider myself a fan of this method. So keep watching if you want to find out what those reasons are. Hi guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos for you guys each and every week, all about the art of creating your best life ever. So if you are not subscribed and you want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about why I am not a fan of the 5 by 5 method, or the 5 by 55 method, whatever you guys want to call it. This is a very popular manifesting method that I've seen a lot of people blog about and a lot of people talk about. So if you aren't familiar with what this method is all about, it is basically taking 5 days in a row and writing out your manifestation intention 55 times for each one of those 5 days. So people like to use this because it is simple and easy to do at home, which a lot of the things that I'm recommending to you are also easy to do at home. This is the whole point. I want you guys to do stuff at home for yourselves. But the 5 by 5 method is not something that I use. I sometimes get questions about it, so I wanted to talk a little bit today about why I'm not a fan, why I don't include this in my manifesting routine. Of course, you guys are free to do whatever you like. You are free to find inspiration wherever you like, but I just thought I wanted to share my thoughts about this and share why I personally don't use it and why I think it kind of goes wrong sometimes. Okay, reason number 1 why I don't think the 5 by 5 method works is because at a certain point when you are writing, it just becomes the sort of automatic thing that you are doing and you aren't really being intentional about it. So I understand the way people think the 5 by 5 method works. We think it works because it is connecting you to the space of having. We think it is connecting you emotionally to where you want to go and energetically to where you want to go. And that is really what manifesting is about. We're trying to connect our energy now to where we want to go. We're just kind of hacking our way there energetically. So this is where the idea from the 5 by 5 method comes from. However, have you guys ever tried to do this? I know I have tried once or twice to do this method. And when you are in the middle of writing something out 55 times, I'm telling you, it is not an emotional connection. It's about as fun as getting lines after school and being punished and having to write something out a bunch of times, like Bart Simpson at the beginning of The Simpsons. This was a punishment for many of us as a kid, writing things out over and over and over again. That was a punishment. So if you're like me and you came from that era where getting lines is a punishment, then I'm gonna suggest that the 5 by 5 method isn't for you, because when you are in that state of writing things down over and over and over again, you aren't emotionally connecting to where you want to go, probably. It takes a lot of mental energy to go to that place of being with the thing that you want, of having the thing that you want, of being in that moment with it. And I think personally that when you're writing things down over and over again, most of us revert back to the stage of being punished as a kid in elementary school and having to write something down over and over and over again. So you aren't emotionally connecting with the thing you want. You are probably putting yourself in kind of a bad mood or a bad zone by remembering something from the past. Even if you never got lines as a punishment, like this is something, like again, like I said at the beginning of The Simpsons, we watch Bart Simpson writing on the wall. It's a different thing every single time, but it is a punishment. This is a punishment, and it is hard to undo that mental association. So you really have to be careful with this. I think if it works for you, great. But if you're like me and you have these associations from grade school about punishment and writing things over and over again, it probably isn't the right choice for you. And you are emotionally not getting the mark. Reason number 2 why I don't like the 5x5 method, 5x5, how many fives did I say? Is because at a certain point it turns into superstition instead of really understanding what you are trying to do. So if you have been following my teachings for a while, if you've been reading my blog for a while, you know that I'm never about giving you something to do without understanding the reason behind it. Because in the end, it's never the thing that we are doing with our bodies, it's never the thing that we are doing in real time that really truly matters. It's the energy behind it. It's the transformation behind it. It's the emotion behind it. So if you are in the state of doing the 5x5 method and you just start to think that it's the action of writing the lines a certain amount of times that is going to take you somewhere, you've already missed the boat, because it is never going to be about writing something down a certain amount of times in order to get what you want. If it were that easy, we'd all be doing it, you guys, and it isn't that easy. The whole reason why this method is supposed to work is because it's supposed to align you energetically with where you want to go. But if you are in the middle of this experiment, if you are doing the 5x5 method and you wake up on day 3 and your alarm didn't go off and you're running late and you missed your morning appointment with your notebook and you didn't do it for one day, then you're gonna have to go back and start all over again. But that isn't really the point. The point isn't doing something 5 days in a row. The point isn't writing something down 55 times in a row. None of that stuff really matters. It's your energy, first and foremost, that always matters. And anytime we start to do things just because of the superstition, just because we are convinced it's not going to work unless we do something, then we're already giving our power away to something well beyond us, right? I don't want to believe that writing something down this many times will make it work, and if I can't do that, then it's not going to work. I personally choose not to believe that, because that does not lift me up. That makes me feel like I'm a slave. And I highly suggest you really think about if you want to set this as a belief in your life. Because for me, I want to know that I can do energy work anytime. I want to know that I can take emotional control of my life anytime. And that means I can do it while I'm sitting on the bus. I can do it while I'm standing in the line at the grocery store. I can do it anywhere. So I don't have to put all my manifesting intention and efforts into this one little tiny activity at the beginning of the day, and then if I miss that, then it messes things up. Writing things down isn't the point. Connecting energetically is the point. So if you have gone into the superstition zone of manifesting, I highly suggest you start backpedaling out of that and get clear about what's really happening and get clear about what you really want to believe in. The third and final point I want to make today about why I don't use the 5x5 method, and we've already touched on this a couple of times, but I just really want to reiterate this fact, is that it's your energy that is manifesting for you. Ultimately, it isn't anything to do with what you're doing in the physical world. It isn't anything to do with how much time you're spending. It isn't anything to do with how many days in a row you're doing something. It is always your energy first. And I really don't want you guys to ever lose sight of that. Because when you lose sight of that, that is when you start putting your power in someone else's hands or in something else's hands. So we always have a choice in every single moment of every single day. We have the choice to think and believe and create the world we want or not. And that is really what manifesting is about. It is believing until you see. And I understand again how the 5x5 method came to be. It came to be because somebody thought that writing things down a bunch of times would align you energetically. And honestly, I think for most people, we get so caught up in the fulfilling of the requirements of this experiment that we forget that it's really about our energy. And so we forget that we're always in charge of our energy, all day long, all the time, 24/7, every single day you're in charge of your energy. So it is kind of a cop-out. If you think spending 20 minutes every morning doing this and then not thinking about it for the rest of the day is gonna do it, it probably isn't. It really probably isn't, because so many of us have to do some real deep internal work. We have to work on our self-worth. We have to work on our limiting beliefs. We have to work on the patterns we've inherited from our childhood. All of that stuff is still affecting you, and you are going to be ignoring that all completely if all you're thinking about is writing something down a bunch of times. So with all of that said, I mean, you guys can go ahead and write down whatever you want, however many times you want. But I just thought this video would be a good reminder that at the end of the day, you are the one with the power. You get to decide how you want your life to look, and you get to decide what has power over you. If writing the things down a lot, if doing this exercise makes you feel empowered, if it really makes you feel connected to your goal, if it really makes you feel good, then by all means, go ahead and do it. But I just think people get carried away by the mechanics, and they forget to do the energetic work. They forget to do the emotional work. They forget to do the real work. And you know, sometimes the 5x5 method might work for somebody if their issues aren't that deep, if the thing they're manifesting isn't that big. But most of us, if we're feeling stuck, if we're feeling like we're trying to make something work and we're really having a difficult time with it, the 5x5 method isn't gonna do enough. Like, you really, again, need to turn inward to figure out where your blocks are. Maybe you need to have someone help you with that. But that really is where all the magic is. The magic is in here, always, because you are a conscious creator. You are, and you don't have to do anything about it. You just are. The only thing you need to do about it is to start believing in your own powers and to start actually being conscious of what you're creating. So I really want you guys to take this message to heart. Again, if it aligns with you, go right ahead. I give you my full blessing, but I think most of us get it a little bit twisted. So today I just wanted to give you guys a caveat, because I do get asked about this sometimes, and I just wanted to clear up some myths and dispel the energy about it, because the more you know, the more magnetic you are. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and give it a like. If you know a friend that could benefit from this message, do me another favor and pass it along to them. I'm really working on growing my YouTube community here this year, and I really need your help in doing that. So if you could share this on any social media platform, I would be so grateful. Again, thanks for spending part of your busy week here with me, and I'll be back here soon in another video. So until then, go out there and manifest like crazy. I'm wishing you the best week ever. See ya.